What's up, guys? Frankie Forsyth back here with another video. And today I want to talk about how you will pay the ultimate price when you are truly an authentic person and a real person. And you're not one who likes to put on an image for other people. You're not one who really likes to lie that much. You might conceal some of your identity because that is paramount to thriving in the world today. If you are an eccentric person, or you're not in the box, in the matrix, right? You're not in this box that people like to put you in. You don't fit you're not a cookie cutter person. People can't easily put a label on you. You will be ostracized from society. You will lose so many friends. You will lose so much family. You will lose countless opportunities with women. The opportunities are still there, but ultimately you have to submit to the fantasy that they want you to be, or you have to submit to what they want you to be or what they think you are. And like I said, the opportunity will still be there, and I've done this myself. I've, kind of faked part of my own personality to get with women and stuff like this, but ultimately it's not really worth it, guys. It's not worth it. You can only put on the show for so long, right? You can only fake a certain part of yourself for so long, and a real woman is going to appreciate you for who you are, and ultimately that's the woman that you want in your life if you plan on having a family and stuff like this, and you have like masculine values like this. But when you are truly a real person and an authentic person, and you don't really lie too much, you might conceal some of your identity, but you will lose so many friends, so much family, because when your values are compromised, you don't bend them for other people. You don't bend your values. You don't bend your internal morals for other people. You don't. And that's ultimately what makes you a real man, an authentic person with integrity and values and morals, which are rare today, man. Very, very rare breed today. Dying breed today. Because there's so much to gain of the world when you forego your own values and your own morals. There's so much to gain. If I got rid of my morals and stuff like this, and my internal values, I could make so much more money tomorrow. I could have so many more women tomorrow. I could have so many more friends tomorrow. I could connect with so much more family tomorrow. There's so much to gain tomorrow by sacrificing who I am today. By sacrificing my own soul, basically. That's what they call it when these people, these famous people, they call it selling your soul, right? That's ultimately what that is. You're selling your own values, your own internal morals and integrity for things of the world. And that's why in the Bible it says you need to be in this world but not of the world. You're inevitably in the world, right? We can't control that. Maybe through some astral projection or some shit you can get out of the world for a little while, or maybe you trip on DMT hard enough, right? You see the jester. But we are in this world, we were born into this world, but we can still choose to be of the world. That is still our will that we have control over. That's still our own will. And the older I get, man, you see how fake people are just to get certain things from certain people. They put on certain personas around certain people to get certain things, or act a certain way to get what they want, or, forego morals and an internal code. Every man should have an internal code that he doesn't trade for anything. But a lot of men, they are just completely compromised in that area. They have forgot about all of their own internal morals and internal values And they've given it over to the enemy, right? They've given it over to the God of this world, to the creator of this world. Don't quote me on this. I believe I heard yesterday that this was in Corinthians 4:4, I think. It says that Satan is the god of this world. Satan is the ruler of this world. And when you start to look into religions like Gnosticism, you start to read about the demiurgos and the great architect, right? The archons. So much of this world is suffering for a minimal gain. So much needs to suffer for one thing to gain. Think about how many animals you've killed and eaten. I mean, you haven't killed them yourself, right? But they died and you eat them. Same thing with plants. You kill them and you eat them. Everything is a cycle of life and death, but so much death has to happen for one thing to thrive. And that's why it's so easy for people to give up their internal values, because when you do that, you're gaining so much for it. You know what I mean? It's so easy. Like, take, for example, let's say you're a woman, right? And you have stunning body, 10 out of 10 body. And this is why I respect women who are very beautiful, who don't use their bodies for ill intentions, right? Because there's so much to gain. There's so much to gain from that. You know, you could sell your body. You don't even have to sell your body. You could just play men, right? You could just play with men, manipulate men with your body and stuff like this, which is why I really respect women who are very beautiful but don't use that to manipulate men. And they are very, very, very few and far between, man. Very few and far between. Because, like I said, you have to give up. You just have to give up just a little value. Say you're a woman and you have a little value. Like, oh, I would never trick a guy into thinking that we're going to be together just to get a dinner date or something like this, right? I would never trick a guy into thinking that I'm going to have sex with him just to get a dinner date, because I know I'm sexy and I know my body's 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, right? Now, if you give up that internal value, just that internal value, just in this moment, you gave it up and you're giving that up for good now. Now you have so much has just opened up. So much opportunity has just opened up. If you just take advantage of it, right? Like, these kind of women, they have men hitting them up constantly. I mean, it depends on the woman, right? It depends if she goes out and stuff. But a lot of them have a lot of these guys hitting them up to bring them to dinner, right? So she could get multiple dinners a week. That's, saving a bunch of money. That's got to be at least, $1,000 a year, few $1,000s a year. If you do that, you're saving a lot of money. And that's just an example of one thing. And this is how people get addicted to it and really sucked into hell, They give up one value and see how much Satan gave them, how much the enemy gave them back. Wow, look at what I just gave up, that one internal value. Maybe that wasn't the correct internal value, because look at how much I gained in the world for giving that one value up. Now, see, this is really where Satan has the leash on you. This is really where you get shackled into sin, because now you start giving up other values, and now you start gaining, and you see how much giving up your internal values and morals to the demons and the negative energy in the world, and not caring about the greater good, right? Good, God. God is good. Devil, devil. The devil is evil. So you're giving up the good of the world, what you know is right, what you know is righteous, to do bad things just to gain in the short term. And when you continuously do this over and over again, you really start to get sucked into that hole where you're not even yourself anymore. You don't have control. You don't have free will. You know who has free will. You know who has control over your will now, because you don't have free will anymore. Who has control over your will now is the ruler of this world, because you are obsessed with the things of this world. You will do anything for the things of this world. You'll give up any internal values for the things of this world, so your soul is compromised, and that's ultimately what they call selling your soul. But if you're not even willing to, that's the ultimate extreme, right? But if you're not even willing to give up a piece of your soul, if you're not willing to compromise on any internal values, if you're not willing to, bend the knee for even a family member, right? Oh, you will be absolutely ostracized from society. People will not. They'll pretend that they have to, because they realize how much principle you live by, they have to respect you, but they really won't enjoy being around you. They really won't enjoy your presence, because your presence will bother them. It's like these people, they enjoy appreciating you from a distance. They respect you from a distance, but as soon as you start getting too close to them, they get very scared. They get very uneasy, because they realize that any little, they have to be walking on eggshells around you, because any little slip up in their demeanor or any little slip up in their value structure could mean it's the end of your relationship with them, whether it be, with a woman or with a friend or a family member. If you cross the line on the wrong principle with a person who does not bend the knee for anybody, who's not a people pleaser whatsoever, that's going to be the end of it right there. And that's why if you are a person like this, you make these people uneasy, the majority of people who compromise some of their values. And I have compromised some of my values in the past, but and everybody does it, right? That's what they say. Everyone is a sinner. Let the first man who has not sinned cast the first stone, right? We're all sinners, but we have to remember that this is the correct way to live, is to not compromise your own virtues, your own values for other people, or for things or to gain things of the world. No, it's not paused. Yeah, man. It's just crazy how you start to realize that's what I mean. I've done this in the past. I've compromised my own values, but when you really start to know who you are and be an authentic and real person, you'll know a lot of people, and a lot of people will know of you, but you won't really have many friends or people you're close to. Because it's all vanity, man. It's all vanity. All right. That's it for this one. Let me know if you guys have any questions, comments down in the comments. And don't forget to like the video. Please share it. Helps me a lot. Thanks, guys. Peace out.